So today I'm going to be filming a video on my experience on Accutane, and I've wanted to make a video about this for a while because before I went on Accutane and while I was on Accutane, I'd always look and watch the videos about it on YouTube, but I feel like there can never be enough just because, I don't know, everyone's experience is different, so it's like better to have more videos about it than less. So I'll just kind of talk about my background of like having acne a little bit, I guess. So basically I didn't have acne until grade 9, and in grade 9 my acne got like pretty bad, I would say. So I'll just say my face, it was never really that much of an issue. Like I'd have acne like any other teenager, but it wasn't anything like worrisome or out of the ordinary. But I had acne on my chest and my upper back, which is what kind of made me start dealing with my acne and getting treatment for it. It's really windy, so I hope I'm talking loud enough. When I first kind of decided to get treatment for my acne, I went to my family doctor, and obviously Accutane is like a pretty strong prescription, so it's never like the first thing that your doctor will suggest to you. So because I'm a girl, they automatically will like usually put you on birth control if you're okay with that. So that's what I did, which it did help kind of control it to a minimum, but I wouldn't say that it was anything like, I feel like if it was just my acne on my face it would have helped, but like with my whole chest and back scenario, those were just too far gone that birth control was really not helping. So I went back again, and along with the birth control, sorry, I did get like a prescription cream. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a very typical one that you would get. I think it's called Tattoo or some Tattoo. I don't know. I can like put the name of it in the down bar or whatever, but I didn't like putting that on my face because it like dries your skin out too much, so I did put it on my back and my chest a little bit, but like I said, it was just not really taking care of the problem. So I went back to my doctor and kind of asked for something a little more serious, like a prescription, like oral pill, like antibiotic. So I went back and I was still on the birth control, I still had the cream, and then he added, I think it's called tetracycline or tetracycline, I don't know, like that could be, yeah, tetracycline. I'll make sure I have everything like clearly explained because I can't remember all these names, but so that oral pill I absolutely hated. I had to take it like, I think twice a day, but there were too many complications with it when it comes to dieting. Like you couldn't eat dairy at certain times, and like I don't know if it had to be on an empty or full stomach, but it was very confusing. I'm assuming it had to be on an empty stomach because it was just causing a lot of like scheduling issues, and like I wasn't eating at normal times, and then I didn't know what to eat because I couldn't eat certain things. So basically it just became a huge like pain, and I kind of stopped taking it, and honestly I noticed that it wasn't doing like huge changes, and I guess I was just really impatient. So I went back to my doctor again. This was like all still in grade 9, and he ended up changing my birth control and switching me to Diane 35. So Diane 35 kind of has like a bad rep, like it's kind of linked to a lot of like deaths or like whatever, but a lot of birth controls have that controversy. However, this particular birth control is very aggressive aggressive towards acne. So honestly, this thing cleared up my skin so beautifully. I'll put in pictures of my skin kind of throughout grade 9 and then after that treatment, because I remember like that summer going into grade 10, my skin was perfect. I was so happy with it. I had no acne anywhere, like especially on my face, and I was just like loving it. So then grade 10 I didn't really have, honestly, like I can't really remember. I don't think my acne was anything too bad. I obviously stayed on birth control. However, he took me off Diane 35 because like it's just not something that you want to be on for a long period of time. So when I was taking off that, I just went to like a normal, like I want to say like a less or something, like a common one. And after being on that for a while, like it couldn't upkeep like my good skin. So basically my acne came back, and once again it was on my back, my face, and not so much on my chest, which I remember I was like really happy about, because I feel like it's like I was way more self-conscious about my chest area, because it's not really, it's very visible. Like as you can see my shirt right now, like it kind of shows that area, and so do a lot of my clothes. Like I'm a girl, you know, so yeah, on my back I could hide it, however it was still like kind of grossed me out. But anyway, so at this point I'm like, my acne is coming back and I'm kind of getting tired of it, but I'm not like freaking out. It wasn't like terrible, like I said, because it wasn't on my chest, but basically it kind of started slowly coming back. So by the time grade 11 hit, my acne was kind of back. I decided to go back and treat it again, and this time when I went to my doctor, I kind of like knew that I wanted to take Accutane, so I basically like demanded it, and he was very like pushy about it though. I remember like when I first went, so I knew it wouldn't be a problem getting on it. So I'm just going to talk about like getting onto it really quickly, because I feel like everyone, like some people have a lot of trouble getting onto Accutane, especially in the United States, because like the doctors there, I think it's because they're always afraid of being sued, and because it's like a really strong drug, and there's a lot of upkeep that goes with being on it, they're very careful like of who they give it to, or like what kind of, unless it's like a really severe case. So my acne wouldn't really be considered severe enough to take Accutane in everybody's eyes, but in my doctor's eyes, he was like, oh, you're the perfect candidate. I was like, great, thanks. So he did put me on it, and my process was extremely easy. With girls, they usually make a really big deal about like not getting pregnant because you can have like really bad birth defects. So, but because I was already on birth control, I guess he didn't really see it as an issue. He didn't talk to me about it or anything. All he did was send me for a blood test, and I took that blood test just to ensure that my body was like healthy enough to take it, and it was. So now I'm just going to talk about being on it. So when I mentioned like there's upkeep that you have to do when you're on it, basically there's just some like guidelines. So you have to go get blood tests every 2 weeks, and then he sent me once a month once I had been on it for a while. So that was like kind of annoying, but it wasn't really that big of a deal, and it's really important that you do that because it's really hard on your liver and other organs, but I know specifically your liver. So they just want to make sure that like all your counts and like everything in your system's like going fine, and it's not really affecting it too much, which made me feel a whole lot better about the process as well, because I knew if something was going wrong, they would catch it early and just kind of like take me off. So I didn't have any problems in that regard. Like he never had to take me off the medication, which I'm thankful for because I was able to finish my treatment. Another rule is like you're not supposed to drink or do anything. Yeah, basically like just you can't drink, and that wasn't really a problem because I'm not really like someone who drinks, but I know for some people that's like a huge issue. And I also know that some people do drink on Accutane, which I really wouldn't suggest, because it's just like another shock to your liver that's really unnecessary. So I would say if you're thinking of going on Accutane, you have to kind of understand like that there are responsibilities that you have to take to make sure that it's like a safe and good experience. So I would take those like seriously. So I'll just talk a little bit about the symptoms that I experienced, and like common ones as well as the ones that aren't so common that I experienced. So one thing is like to expect is always dry lips, dry skin. You really have to like keep on the moisturizing because it's like sucking the oil out of you, right? So like my hair wouldn't get greasy for like literally a week, which is kind of gross, but like for someone who like doesn't like washing their hair, like it was pretty good. And it's funny because that lasted like long after my treatment. But anyways, that's really irrelevant. So yeah, so dry skin, dry lips, you'll get like dry hands. There's like this typical like Accutane rash that you get on your hands. I'll probably insert a picture because I remember looking it up and it was like, whoa, that's like literally exactly what I have. Other things, like my muscles and joints were very sore. It was kind of ridiculous. Like I'd lie down and I'd be like in so much pain that I couldn't even breathe, and then it would like go away. But I remember actually going to get treatment, like going to a chiropractor, and he was kind of telling me like, you know, like there's nothing wrong, and I was like, this can't be. And then I figured out finally that it's like probably the Accutane, because like I didn't know, but muscle soreness is kind of like a symptom. So after that I stopped going and just kind of lived with it. I mean, it kind of went away. It wasn't like my whole treatment. And probably the worst thing that I had was, I also had like fatigue, which was annoying, but like, I mean, I guess you kind of get used to it. I'm already kind of a low energy person, but I just noticed that on Accutane I was like even more tired. Last symptom, which was by far the worst, was that my immune system was just complete trash. I was sick. I think I had 5 or 6 like colds, and that's like pretty annoying. You know, they last like 2 weeks, and it was one after the other after the other. So it makes sense that it's really hard on your body because it's just kind of changing everything. Oh, and I had one more symptom, sorry, I forgot to mention, crying spells. You might be like, what the heck, like, you psycho bitch? Like, no, like, I had full-on crying spells. And I know that, like, you have to be careful when you're going on Accutane. You kind of have to, like, they'll tell your parents, like, monitor their mood and everything, because Accutane is also linked to, like, some suicides and cases of depression. And I think it's like kind of hard to make that direct link, because a lot of the people that are on Accutane are teenagers, and like mental illness is prevalent amongst teens, so it's not uncommon for someone to be on Accutane and be depressed at the same time, is kind of what I'm trying to say. However, they do kind of make that link. So I wouldn't say that I was like depressed on Accutane, but like I'm not really someone who cries that often, and to be crying over the things I was crying over, and like as dramatically as I was, it was definitely a little bit strange, and it doesn't happen to me anymore. So I would have to say that it was the Accutane's fault. So that was just like the last thing that I kind of experienced. So I was on it for 8 months. My skin cleared up so much. I'll show another picture, like kind of my skin from grade 11 to now. Now it's about a year later. Or no, not quite even a year, sorry. I don't even know, but it's been a few months that I've been off it. It's funny that I'm filming this video now though, because my acne is the worst that it's been since I've been on Accutane, but I think it's just because it's summer and I'm sweating more. Yeah, but I just blame it on the fact that it's summer, and it's nothing bad or anything like it was. I'm just saying, like, I have a few more pimples than I would normally have. Overall, I'm really happy that I did take it, because I feel so much more confident and comfortable in my own skin, and just like free to wear, like, I never wear face makeup, and not that I did wear a lot, but I definitely tried to, like, you know, cover up my acne, and now I just don't even bother. I just put a little concealer under my eyes so I don't look dead, and I'm good, you know? So it's just definitely worth it. I know people have had negative experiences, but I think a lot more people have positive experience, despite the kind of annoying little side effects. So yeah, it's nothing to be overly concerned about, and I think if you're looking into it and you think that you could comply with the rules, as I said, like getting your blood work done and not drinking alcohol, I think that you could really benefit from Accutane. Video helped you and you kind of got a little bit more information, or like I answered one thing that you were wondering. I don't know, hopefully it's like not completely useless, but I'm happy that I made this video. And there's about to be a tornado, so I'm gonna head inside, but thanks for watching. Bye.